So 1-1 now to Kane Henserling as the Panthers bat here in the top of the first inning at Larry Knight Field. Very chilly indeed, but we are playing and the sun is shining. No score here in the top of the first as that pitch is outside. 2-1 now to Henserling. Blake Roberts, the leadoff batter for Petal. The third baseman Sumrall behind him, 3-0, and came back your left-hander. Off-speed pitch is in there for strike two. Cross Sibley, who had originally committed to Pearl River Community College, and then when his last year high school coach Larry Knight went to Jones, he then committed to Jones, which is where he'll go. That pitch is outside, and again the count goes full 3-2. So for the Rawl Cats, you've got Levi Odom at third base, Marshall Phillips at second, at shortstop rather. You've got Ty Little at second. Hayden Norrid at first. Here's the payoff pitch. 3-2. Strike three on the outside corner. Sibley 2 up and 2 down via the strikeout. And I'm also doing the public address announcing too, so 2 birds with 1 stone. Now batting for the Panthers, the pitcher, number 10, Blake Hooks. So you'll kind of see me going in and out of my public address announcer voice. 2 outs, bases empty here in the top of the first inning. The outfield, as that pitch is inside, for Sumrall has Hayden Barrett in left, Hayes Rayner in center, and Cade Dito in right. The wind is blowing out toward right. Check swing, and he went through for a 1-1 count. It is chilly, and the wind is blowing to make things worse, but we are playing. Game originally scheduled to be played tonight, but because of the temperatures being what they are, they moved the game to an afternoon contest. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. So Cross Sibley, the senior, proving why he's been on just about every preseason, all preseason team. He, along with Norred, who is going to Pearl River. That pitch off the plate, 2-2 now. Marshall Phillips, also a highly sought-after prospect at shortstop for Sumrall. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the top of the first inning. From the full windup, the big left-hander kicks and delivers. Swing and a miss, he got him. Sibley strikes out the side, and so too the Panthers go down. We'll be back with Sumrall's bottom of the first in just a moment. So let's give you the Sumrall lineup. Hayden Barrett leads it off, and again, he's playing left field. Ty Little will bat second. He is playing second. Marshall Phillips batting in the 3-hole. Hayden Norrid is the cleanup man. He's playing first base. Levi Odom, the newcomer, he's batting 5th and playing 3rd. Cade Dito playing right field. He's batting 6th, and then rounding out the order for Sumrall, Cross Sibley hitting for himself in the 7th spot. Then Andrew Knight, Coach Larry Knight's youngest son, he's the DH today. He is hitting for the catcher, Ryan Little. And then Hayes Rayner, the center fielder, bats 9th. So again, it's Barrett, Little, Phillips, Norrid, Odom, Dito, Sibley, Knight, and Rayner. Opening day, cold and windy as it is. I can't say it too many times. We are playing baseball. So we can't complain, right? Glad to have you with us on the Sumrall YouTube channel. Richard Thompson, our executive producer today, punching all the right buttons, and there are a lot of them to be pushing. Making sure that all this goes well. Leading off for Sumrall in the bottom of the first inning, your left fielder, number 9, Hayden Barrett. So here's Barrett. And he is a 3-year starter for this Sumrall club. That tells you how gifted he is as an athlete. And again, no bigger than a minute, but strong as an ox. Always has been. Hooks, the pitcher for Petal, going from the stretch with nobody on base. That one's chopped foul for strike 1. Sumrall's game tomorrow, which was scheduled for 2:30 at Oak Grove against Taylorsville, has been moved up to 12 o'clock. That is a noon game tomorrow at Oak Grove. Madison Central had some travel issues. So Sumrall's 2:30 game has been moved up to 12 noon tomorrow. 1-1 pitch. Swung on. There's a shot to second. Underneath the glove. Close play at first. No play at first. Hayden Barrett is aboard. And I think they'll rule that a hit. It was a smash to first base. The Bobcats' second baseman, number 28, Ty Little. So here's Ty Little now, hitting from the left side. The Bobcats knew going into this season that they would have pitching o'plenty. And that ball gets away, rounding second and looking toward third as Barrett, and then pulls the parachute there as that got by the Petal catcher, Jaden Mark, who's quite a football player too for the Panthers. Andy Davis, the head coach now for the Sumrall Bobcats, down there at third base. Steve Cooley at first. Old steady hands, left to take over when Coach Larry Knight left for Jones College last October. Been so many changes. It's just been a really bizarre year. There's a little pop right out in front of the plate. Mark and Hooks will debate, but it'll be Hooks that takes the pop on the attempted bunt. So 1 away, runner remains at second base. And here's Marshall Phillips. The Bobcat shortstop, number 16, Marshall Phillips. So 1 away, and again, appreciate your patience having to do both here today. Mikey Peterson, your normal public address announcer for the Bobcat Nation. Away today, breaking pitch, throw to third base, and that's out into left field. Barrett will race toward the plate, and just like that, Sumrall has taken the lead. Wait a minute, home plate umpire calling timeout. Andy Davis has been called toward the plate. I don't know what kind of call we might get here, but Barrett streaked toward home once the throw went out into left field. I don't know if they might call batter interference on Phillips, that he might have gotten in the way of Jaden Mark. That could be the only thing that they're debating, I would think. Because otherwise, if it was catcher interference, then they would easily give him home plate. But Andy Davis is getting an explanation, but they may be sending Barrett back to third base. So apparently this run may be coming off the board. We'll wait and see what transpires. Brief as it may be, they're going to send Barrett back to second base. So was time apparently called because there was no pitch at all, apparently. No count at all, we're being told. So a 0-0 count. 0-0 count. No, 0-1. So no pitch at all. All right, so that resets it. So an 0-1 count to Phillips. I still don't know why that didn't count, but that takes a run off the board for the Cats. The 0-1 to Phillips. Boy, that pitch got way inside. Hooks clearly lost control of that one, and credit Jaden Mark for coming off the dish way inside to keep that one from getting back to the backstop. A very brisk wind blowing out toward right field. Boy, Marshall Phillips has really bulked up. He's nothing but muscle. And a great athlete, always has been. The 1-1 pitch from Hooks is right down Broadway. 1-2 the count now as Pittman coming in from shortstop. Colby Pittman at shortstop. His dad, Wayne Pittman, was an administrator in the Petal school system for a long time. Colby, really good kid. No score. Sumrall batting in the bottom of the first inning. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him on strikes. One away. Runner at second base, and here comes Hayden Norred. The Bobcat first baseman, number 12, Hayden Norred. Barrett in scoring position, certainly ample speed to score on a base hit. Hooks standing in the sunshine, but throwing it into the shadows, and Norred takes a strike on the outer part of the plate. Sumrall was able to play 12 games last season before the COVID shut everything down. Here's the 0-1. Barrett on the move, and he easily gets into third that time. That pitch is inside, 1-1 now to Norred, so a pass ball. Barrett has the potential of scoring. Levi Odom on deck. Odom, all of his brothers. There's Levi Odom, and there's a bunch of other L's. Leo Odom. 1-1 pitch. That's outside. 2-1 now. There's a Levi and a Leo and a. I'll have to run through the whole list of L's. I'll have to get those down before the season is over. But nothing but boys in the Odom family, and all L's. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, little chopper out in front of the plate. Tough play here. Breaking for the plate is Barrett. He scores, and Norred beats out an infield hit. How about that? You got to give Barrett credit there because he saw the catcher going out that nobody was going to be there to cover the plate. The third baseman, number 4, Levi Odom. If the catcher stayed in his position, Barrett may not have broken for the plate because there could have potentially been a play at the plate. So Barrett got that one all on his own. And Norred, for a big dude, moves pretty well. First pitch, here's a drive. High fly ball to right field with 2 away, being tracked and caught. Ooh, having to reach back and make that grab is Eli Britt. So that'll do it. But Sumrall comes up with 1. Petal comes to bat here in the top of the second inning, trailing 1-0. Sumrall playing a little small ball there. But the run counts all the same. Leading off for the Panthers in the top of the second inning is the catcher, number 9, Jaden Mark. So here's Jaden Mark, the catcher. Lefty versus righty, the matchup here. And again, the old wily veteran, Cross Sibley on the mound. From the waist up, Sibley in the sunshine, but throwing into the shadows, and that can be really tough. Check swing, held off of it for ball 1. Sumrall outfield has Mark shaded toward right field. But you got plenty of speed out there. Dito, a wide receiver on the football team in right field, so you know he can move. Barrett has always had great wheels. For a guy who's got short legs, man, he can really move. 2-0 the count to Jaden Mark, the leadoff hitter here for Petal in the top of the second. That's low, 3-0. But remember, he had Blake Roberts in the first inning. He was behind Blake Roberts 3-0 and came back and wound up striking him out after Roberts fouled off a couple of pitches. The 3-0. That one's there, 3-1. I know Sumrall fans are hoping that Sibley can do the same thing here. Special shout out to Andy Davis's parents who are watching the webcast today. 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Tried to golf that one over the field and the fence in left field. Andy Davis's parents like to watch the games on the webcast and have very good things to say, and we appreciate those kind words. So the 3-2 offering coming. Swing and a miss. He did it again. He fell behind 3-0 and he struck him out. 1 away. The right fielder, number 27, Eli Britt. Here's Eli Britt, the right fielder. Sibley has struck out everybody he's faced so far. Wouldn't that be something? If everybody he faced struck out, swing and a miss. Sibley moved to the Lamar County area from Grenada when he was 10 years old. He was one of those original Oak Grove Mojo bunch, along with Marshall Phillips, Hayden Norred, swing and a miss, and Levi Odom was actually on that Oak Grove Mojo bunch for a little while. Then he went on to play for the Macomb Crush later on. 0-2 now to Britt with Colby Carlisle on deck here as Petal bats in the second inning, trailing 1-0. Tried to blow him away with a fastball outside.
Are you saying they got all their talent from the Mojo coach?
No, not at all. No, the Mojo coach didn't do anything except make up the lineup card and put them out there. Great players. I mean, you got great players, it's easy to win games. 1-2 pitch, off speed. Kind of bounced it in there. Our producer Richard Thompson talking about the fact that I was the Mojo coach. So I know a little bit about those guys as they were coming up. Norred actually wearing number 12 now this year, which was his original Mojo number. The 2-2 pitch from Sibley to Britt. Called strike 3, but they'll have to go to first base to clean it up, and it's another strikeout for Sibley. 2 up and 2 down. And here's Colby Carlisle, the second baseman, number 17, Colby Carlisle. And you'll hear me sniffle every once in a while, but excuse us, we're up here in the wind. What would you say, Richard? Maybe 50 degrees, maybe? Oh, look, he's got one of these fancy Apple watches, 45. So with the wind chill, we're probably looking at 35. There's a called strike. Sibley ahead in the count here. Opening day, always something special about opening day. even though opening day was supposed to be much earlier this week. We'll take it. The 0-1 from Sibley. That's low, ball one.
Yeah, one thing you can always bet is the first week of high school baseball is always going to be cold.
It's going to be cold. It's going to be wet. But little did they know that there was going to be snow in Mississippi. The 1-1 pitch is low, 2-1. In fact, the Wildcats are supposed to go up to Jackson Academy on Tuesday, and there's some talk that that game could possibly be moved here. That Jackson Academy field sits down in a bowl, very near a river, and lots of times it just can't drain very well. Here's the 2-1 pitch, swung on. Here's a little lazy fly out toward left. Barrett calls everybody away. He puts that one in his back pocket, and that retires the side. 3 up and 3 down for Petal. We'll be back with the Sumrall second in just a moment. Okay, Dito leads it off for the Bobcats here in the bottom of the second inning. Dito, Sibley, and Knight. 6, 7, and 8 in the order to face Hooks. First pitch is low, ball one. Dito, who's been a wide receiver for the football team, who's also been pressed into quarterbacking situations.
Yeah, he's off of injury. He actually hurt his arm at the Purvis game.
So, but he's certainly well-rounded as far as athleticism goes. Can play just about wherever you need him. Hooks has pretty much gone from the stretch since the first pitch, and there's a called strike, 1-1. Sumrall batting in the bottom of the second inning. And to a lot of the Bobcat Nation, I have to kind of reintroduce myself because I was not Mike's side for the football season because I got the dreaded C word back in July. Here's the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And COVID was awful to me. I mean, I darn near killed me. It was terrible. And I'm pleased to report I'm, recovered, although it took nearly a month to completely get over it, and I'd have had my first vaccine shot. So I'm back in the saddle and glad to be back as part of the Bobcat family. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's outside. 2-2 now, the count to Cade Dito. Cross Sibley on deck. Sumrall leading Petal 1-0. You talk about two baseball powerhouses, and the schedule doesn't get any easier for the Wildcats. Tomorrow they are over at Oak Grove in Lamar County, and they are playing Taylorsville, traditionally a 2A power. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Hooks to Dito. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. One away. And that'll bring up Sibley to the Darth Vader Death March. Now batting the Bobcat pitcher, number 25, Cross Sibley. So the two pitchers getting to stare each other down here. Sibley struck Hooks out, so we'll see if Hooks will get the same results against Sibley. Now the pitcher completely in the shade. The sun fields are all of them right now, as we are straight up 5 o'clock on a chilly but sunny Friday afternoon. The 1-0 pitch to Sibley. That's outside, 2-0. Sibley, a left-handed thrower, but a right-handed batter. Statistically, it's usually the other way around. The right-handed throwers tend to bat left-handed much more than left-handed throwers bat right-handed. So he's an anomaly there. The 2-0 pitch swung on. Here's a high fly ball to right field, not deep. Britt back there, backing up, and makes the catch for out number 2. The designated hitter, number 10, Andrew Knight. That was, who was that singer? That was old Justin Timberlake went an old JT. So base is empty, 2 outs here for Sumrall. In the bottom of the second, Hooks settling in after a couple of hiccups in the first that cost him a run. There's a pitch outside, ball 1. Talking to Richard Thompson, producer, in between innings. There's actually, we were talking about the Oak Grove Mojo, there's actually a Petal player that was a member of one of the Oak Grove Mojo incarnations. Here's the 1-0. Check swing, he laid off of it, 2-0 now. Andrew Knight, built like just about every one of the Knight boys, about 6'12". Man, you talk about a legacy of sports talent, baseball, basketball, you name it. Knights all through the years have been just terrific athletes. That's inside. 3-0, almost hit him. And of course, he's wearing the old man's number 10. Boy, that takes some guts, doesn't it?
Yeah, nobody's worn number 10 for a while.
And Andrew, of course, would be the only one with the lineage and the permission to wear number 10. So here is the 3-0 offering from Hooks. And that's high, ball 4. So Knight is aboard. He coaxes a 2-out walk. And here's Hayes Rayner, the Bobcat center fielder. Number 1, Hayes Rayner. The answer to that question, Richard, is the shortstop. Colby Pittman was a member of the Oak Grove Mojo team that Sean Little coached. There's a errant throw on a pickoff attempt that goes out of the ballpark. So Andrew Knight can just shuffle down to Buffalo, in this case, second base. That was an unforced error. And will count as an error. So we'll see if Rayner can make them pay now with 2 outs. So Knight doesn't have to worry about being doubled up on a line drive. And he will take off on any type of contact. And you would think with a program as strong as Petal that 1 run could certainly make a difference. So all runs will be at a premium. That pitch is high to Rayner. Hayes Rayner. Rayner spelled R-A-N-E-R. Hooks checks the runner, comes to the plate. There's one that's outside, 2-0. We want to thank some of our webcast sponsors, Alpha Insurance, Casey Long Agency, for their sponsorship of our live stream webcast that you can watch in HD. Man, we spare no expense. There's a strike, giving you the best look of Sumrall baseball if you can't be here in person. And of course, this is a big season for COVID, people wanting to, be careful and stay away. We understand that. Real South Hunting is also a live stream sponsor. We thank them. Pine Belt Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Glad to have them on board. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's position A for strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Recommended collision. In case you find yourself in a car accident, which we hope you don't, but if the car needs to be repaired, recommended collision, one of our webcast sponsors. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on. This has popped up. Should be out number 3. Shortstop Pittman calling for it, and he makes the grab for out number 3. So that's it for Sumrall. Sumrall leads it 1-0 as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. Petal bringing up hitters 7, 8, and 9. Norrid has, check that, Sibley has faced the minimum here. Leading off for the Panthers in the top of the 3rd inning, the left fielder, number 8, Bobby McGee. Bobby McGee leads it off here in the top of the 3rd inning. I doubt it's the one that Janis Joplin sang about. And do any of you young guys up here even know who Janis Joplin is? No? Hunter? You know who Janis? We got 3 shakes of the head no, Richard. Does that surprise you? That they don't know who Janis Joplin is. The pitch from Sibley. There's a strike on the corner. So do we have a 1-1 count? We do. Sibley going from the full windup with nobody on base, which is usually the way it works. Check swing, but he went around. Yeah, he went, yep. And that is the call from the first base umpire. McGee, Counts, and Pittman, 7, 8, and 9 to face Sibley here in the 3rd. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, little chopper toward first. Norrid will back up but make the play easily himself for the 3 unassisted putout, 1 away. The Panther first baseman, number 12, Eli Counts. So here's Eli Counts, righty versus lefty here. Sibley has always had big, thick legs, which for pitchers is always advantageous. When pitchers retire, as that pitch is outside, when they get to be older and wind up retiring, it's never the arm that's out of shape. The arm can usually go if it hasn't been operated on and isn't shot. It's the legs that go. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a strike, 1-1. So it's always good to have those big gams that are going to be in it for the long haul. And lots of times, guys don't like working the legs. Here's the 1-1. Got a piece of it and fouled it away, 1-2. Colby Pittman, the shortstop and former Mojo, on deck for Petal. Sumrall, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. The Panthers, no runs, no hits, and 1 miscue. Here in the top of the 3rd, the 1-2 pitch. Low. Sibley thought he got him.
Look good.
Danny and Lisa Sibley, his parents. And I know he's got a sister. I just call her Brown Eyes, I think. Or 2-2 pitch. He got him on that one, and Counts knew it as he took it looking. The shortstop, number 3, Colby Pittman. So here's Pittman now. Again, the Sumrall infield, Levi Odom at third, Marshall Phillips at short, Ty Little at second as a swing and a miss on a inside off-speed pitch. Norrid at first. And boy, Norrid's gotten big in the offseason. Man, he is a mountain over there at first base. Hayden Barrett has not. I think Hayden Barrett has been that same size, I think, since he was 12 years old.
Yeah, I was out here when they were taking a picture for media day, and they lined up height, and he was the last man in the line.
That one got away from Sibley, obviously, 1-1. I'll tell you what, though, I wouldn't want to fight him.
No, he's tough.
Yeah, he is tough as a $2 steak out there. And we mentioned Rayner in center and Dito in right. So that's your Sumrall outfield, at least today. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Petal batting in the top of the third, trailing Sumrall 1-0 here in the opener. Sumrall and Taylorsville tomorrow at 12 noon. That game will be played at Oak Grove, and we'll have the feed for you. The 1-2 pitch. That got a piece of that one and fouled it into the screen. My colleague Caleb Hamill will have the play-by-play for you of that one tomorrow. I will have responsibilities down at Pearl River Community College. But hate when I have to miss any of the Sumrall games. I have missed too many. Missed all the football games, of course. And it was a pretty good season.
Yeah, had a good run. Good run.
Yeah. 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. So Andy Davis at the helm now. The man after which this field is named is gone. And his Jones County Bobcat team beat highly heralded Pearl River in game 1 of that doubleheader today. 2-2 pitch, little floater out toward left, but Marshall Phillips retreats to make the catch. Petal up and down, 1-2-3. Sumrall batting in the bottom of the third, leading 1-0. Back in a moment. Sumrall coming to bat now in the bottom of the third inning. They go back to the top of the order. Leading off for the Bobcats in the bottom of the third inning, the left fielder, number 9, Hayden Barrett. So here's Barrett, who plated the only Sumrall run back in the first. He singled and then wound up getting around to score twice, actually, but only the second time counted. And that first pitch, he gets plunked. Of course, like I said, I feel sorry for the baseball because he is solid. But he's at first base, and that'll bring up Ty Little.
Pitcher come, coach.
And we have a timeout on the field. And this timeout on the field and called to the mound Brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Stacy Clark, who can save you money when bundling your car, home, and life insurance. Stacy Clark, your State Farm Insurance Agent in Prentice. We want to thank some of our other webcast sponsors, including Rainforest Car Wash. Excuse me. And ComSouth. ComSouth has always been a big supporter of Sumrall baseball. I know as long as I've been involved with the family, ComSouth has always been big supporters, and we appreciate their support. And I know our executive producer, Richard Thompson, is a big fan of ComSouth. Right, Richard?
Yes, it's 92.
Since 1992?
Yes.
Okay. As opposed to what, 1892?
Could be.
Now they got him leaning, and he's out at first base. They got Barrett leaning. So that's a big help for the Panthers. Now batting for the Bobcats, the second baseman at number 28, Ty Little. So base is empty now and one away. And that'll be something Barrett will learn from. Lefties you usually worry about, as that one is right down the tube for strike one. But a right-handed pitcher should never be able to get that good of a move over to first base, particularly when Barrett, as fast as he is, doesn't need that big of a lead. He can make up for it with speed. There's strike two on the take.
Yeah, it looked like he's almost going on first move.
And again, he doesn't need that big of a lead because he can make up for it with speed. Now Little in the hole, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, he got him on strikes, and Little knew it. So two away, base is empty, and it'll be up to Marshall Phillips. The Bobcat shortstop, number 16, Marshall Phillips. Marshall struck out swinging his first time up back in the first inning. Again, 2 outs, space is empty here in the bottom of the third. Sumrall leading Petal 1-0. You know, normally you'd think, Richard, on opening day that the pitchers would struggle a little bit. There'd be a bunch of runs scored, a lot of mistakes made. That has not been the case. It has been a pitcher's duel here. Hooks struggled just ever so slightly in the first, but he has settled down here. 1-0 pitch is low and outside, 2-0. And really, when you talk to people outside the Sumrall program, when they talk about this Sumrall team this year and what you would expect as an opponent of Sumrall, they all say the same thing. Look, we know they're going to be able to pitch, right? I mean, the pitching staff is deep, and it is really deep.
Yes, it is this year.
Yeah, it's more than just Sibley and Norred and Phillips, as if that wasn't enough. Here's the 2-0 pitch coming from Hooks. Swing and a miss to Phillips. But the big question is, are they going to be able to hit?
Right.
Are they going to be able to put runs on the board? So you would expect that win or lose, there's going to be a lot of Sumrall games this year, 3-2, you know, 2-1, 4-3, which to me, that's what baseball should be anyway. You know, I'm not a big fan of the 14-12 type of games. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Marshall Phillips up to bat for Sumrall here in the bottom of the third. And Phillips at the plate tends to be a feast or famine kind of guy. He either hits the wall or hits the bricks, you know. And he's behind in the count here at 2-2. Struck him out. That's the second time today. Phillips is down on strikes, and so too Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's, with 2 locations in Sumrall and in Bellevue. Glad to be with you here on this Friday, the home opener. Leading off for the Panthers in the top of the 4th inning, the third baseman, number 2, Blake Roberts. 1-0 Sumrall. Roberts struck out in the first. His second look at Sibley here. Sibley has notched 6 Ks. He's averaged 2 an inning. Levi Odom in on the edge of the, I would say turf, but the synthetic over there at third. Off-speed pitch is outside, ball 1. Levi, Leo, Luke. I know I got 3 of the Odom boys. I'll come up with the 4th one, and there might be a 5th one. I'm not sure. 2-0 now, but Sibley's modus operandi today has been to fall behind 3-0 and then come back and strike them out. I know that's not what Andy Davis would prefer, as that one is inside 3-0. And Blake Roberts was one of those guys that he did it to. Behind 3-0. And Blake Hooks was the other one, the other pitcher. And he's going to have to come from behind here against Roberts. But that pitch is outside. 4 straight pitches. And Roberts is aboard. The center fielder, number 11, Kane Henserling. So here's Kane Henserling. He struck out in the first. In fact, the top 3 guys in the order all went down via the K in the first inning. Throw over to first. Here's where the runners really have to be careful with left-handers. The left-handed pitchers who have a good move. I remember Chandler Massengale for Sumrall back, gosh, 100 years ago. I don't know, Chandler's probably 26 or 27 years old now, so that would make, what, 8 or 9 years ago. But old Chan Man had a terrific move. He was not a power pitcher by any means, but, man, he had a terrific move to first base. And so even if he happened to walk somebody or they happened to get on first, it was a 50-50 shot he was going to pick him off over at first base. So shout out to Chandler Massengale. His lovely sister Sydney Massengale, son of Hoss and Sheila Massengale. First pitch shows bunt and takes strike 1, does Henserling. Odom on the charge at third. Man, you get a whiff of those hamburgers? Ooh, those hamburgers smell good, don't they? I get kind of nervous when law enforcement comes walking up here, especially with the ones with the dogs, you know. On the Sibley comes set, throws over to first base again. You got Norred and Sibley there. They're going to be opponents next year. You'll have Norred going to Pearl River and Sibley going to Jones. And those 2 schools don't get along very well. Not exactly like Oprah and a cheesecake, but
that's what you call a cat fight.
That's right. 0-1 pitch. Shows bunt, but takes a pitch outside. This is really the first sign of struggle that Sibley has had today. Again, recording 6 strikeouts in 3 innings. 2-1 the count. Petal batting in the top of the 4th inning, a man on and nobody out. Sibley behind in the count, 2-1. The Sun field right now, believe it or not, is still left field. Hayden Barrett still has to put his hand up in his eyes. 2-1 pitch shows bunt. That's low. It is 3-1 now. It's been quiet in the Sumrall bullpen, but when you've got a horse like Sibley, oh, now the umpire says 2-1, but we had 3-1 up here as well. So the count is 2-1. Sibley again to the plate. There's a strike on the corner, 2-2. Odom has to be careful that he doesn't overrun that, over pursue that bunt, because sometimes you can slap that bunt past the third baseman. But there's all kinds of real estate in left center field. Rayner has moved way over toward right. So you would think the bunt is off the table here now. We'll see. The 2-2 pitch. High and away, 3-2. So now we'll see if Shane Kelly puts Blake Roberts in motion here. With Petal trailing Sumrall 1-0 here in the top of the fourth. Sumrall crowd coming to life here. 3-2 pitch. Runner does not go. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. One away. The Panther pitcher, number 10, Blake Hooks. Blake Hooks hitting third in the order for Shane Kelly, with Roberts at first and one away. He's got a pretty big lead over there. That might be kind of enticing for Sibley, but he goes to the plate and gets inside. Little's throw to second is not in time. So Roberts is there. And they picked a good pitch to run on because that one bounced a little bit, and Little did a really good job of keeping control of that ball. So 1-0 the count to Hooks, with Jaden Mark, the catcher, on deck. Petal trying to get this game at least tied in the top of the fourth inning. Sumrall and Taylorsville tomorrow at 12 noon. Again, that game was originally scheduled for 2:30. It's been moved up to 12 noon, so make a note. And that game will be played over at Oak Grove. The 1-0 pitch. Strike on the corner. One run, 2 hits, no errors for the Rawl Cats. 0, 0, and 1 for the Panthers. Here in the Rawl on a Friday night. Inside, 2-1. Roberts with a pretty generous lead at second base. The 2-1 swung on. Here's a chopper towards short. Phillips's play is at first. It's a low throw that gets away from Norrid. This will score a run, and Petal has tied it. Throwing error on Phillips. And the game is tied at 1. E6. The catcher, number 9, Jaden Mark. So Phillips will get slapped with the throwing error. And Hooks will not be credited with an RBI in that case, because of anytime there is an error assigned to the play, there is no RBI awarded. And because it was not an earned run because of the error, that will not count against Sibley's ERA. And here comes Andy Davis out of the dugout. This call to the bullpen brought to you by the State Farm Insurance Agency of Stacy Clark and Prentice. So 1-1 ball game, but the Panthers don't have a hit yet. And the only error that Sumrall has committed came at the most inopportune time. There's never a good time to make an error, right? But when you had a guy at second base, that's the worst time to make a mistake. Hey, we'd love to give you a shout out. If you want to get in on the webcast, make sure to give us a text at 601-310-7077. I know a lot of you have probably been going, how come he hasn't asked us to text this year? Well, you can now. 601-310-7077. That'll be the number that you can text us all year long, and when we get a chance, we'll give you a shout out on the webcast. Here's Jaden Mark. He struck out in the second inning, his only other time against Sibley First pitch is outside, ball one. Sumrall bullpen still quiet. Bringing Norred in kind of, well, they started to bring him in kind of even with the bag, kind of at the elbow there, but now I've moved him back. 2-0 pitch to Mark. Swing and a miss. Boy, he was looking to give the Panthers a 2-run lead. 2-1 the count to the Petal catcher. Eli Britt is in the on-deck circle. With the Panthers batting in the top of the fourth inning, they have tied Sumrall. And Andrew Knight looks like he's going to the bullpen to loosen up. There's a strike. Petal fans who are very knowledgeable thought that that pitch was low. But it only counts what the umpire says. And he went up with the right hand. 2-2 the count. Cross civilly on the hill. Here it comes. Breaking ball outside. Count goes full now at 3-2. Big pitch coming up here. Fourth inning, still plenty of time to play. But again, Andrew Knight starting to loosen. And you'd think with a last name like Knight, he might know a little bit about pitching. The 3-2 pitch. He got him on strikes. So Mark strikes out for the second time today. 2 away. And here is Eli Britt. The Panther right fielder, number 27, Eli Britt. Well, you don't think that sun makes a difference? When it starts setting, man, it's a mite chilly. And here's Britt. He struck out looking in the second. 8 strikeouts now. Civilly continuing that 2 strikeouts per inning average. Runner at second, 2 away. So any type of hit, he'll be on the move. That pitch is outside to Britt. He's hitting 5th in the order for Shane Kelly. Shane Kelly, the coach at Petal, himself a Panther graduate. Played his Dixie Youth Baseball in Hattiesburg at J.C. Park, right across the street from Hattiesburg High. Sibley's 1-0 pitch is a swing and a miss. Should Britt reach, then Colby Carlisle would come up. Again, our text number is 601-310-7077. Want to know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for, if there's a particular player that's your favorite. Here's the 1-1. Check swing. Did he go? Little did not appeal that. So 2-1 the count. Ty Little, the Sumrall second baseman, and Ryan Little, the catcher for the blue and gold. Now Sibley wants to reset. Glad that you're with us. And you've got a better seat than we do because it's a lot warmer where you are, and I don't care where you are. You got to be warmer than where we are.
Unless you're sitting out on your deck watching it.
The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Boy, Britt has got a long swing. .535 on this Friday afternoon. Was it February? What's the date? 19th. Sibley off the mound going back for the pickoff, but umpire said he had a hand underneath. Andy Davis wants time. And I have to say, I thought his hand was there. I thought it was a good call. It's good for Coach Davis to go out and exert some
legs.
Yeah, get out there and exert some authority a little bit, and just to let the players know lots of times you're behind them, you know. Andy in his first game as head coach of the Sumrall Bobcats, and he'll be the first one to tell you he knows there's a lot of pressure on this team this year. You know, usually coaches like Coach Knight going to Jones, lots of times coaches will leave when the talent cupboards are bare, right? And everybody knows why they left. But You say that about Coach Knight. He didn't leave this program because there wasn't a lot of talent ready to go. This is a very good Sumrall team, loaded with talent. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That one's off the plate. And the count goes full at 3-2. Andrew Knight loosening in the Sumrall bullpen should he be needed. To put the temperature in perspective now, as we talk, we're beginning to see our breath, kind of like the Green Bay Packer games, you know? The frozen tundra of Green Bay. The payoff pitch. He got him on strikes. So Sibley winds up striking out the side. So for the Panthers, they get 1 run on no hits. There was 1 error and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th. We're tied at 1. So Bobby McGee pitching now for the Panthers. He's on in relief of Hooks. You figured this early in the year. A lot of pitchers might be on pitch counts. And if you're, a good program, Petal's probably got a lot of pitchers that they want to, use early on, get some innings in. So when the district games come up, they can have experienced pitchers. But the Bobcats will bring up Norrid, Odom, and Dito here in the bottom of the 4th in this tie game. Leading off for the Bobcats in the bottom of the 4th inning, the first baseman, number 12, Hayden Norrid. So here's Norrid. He singled, the only run home for the Panthers. Swung on. There's a shot toward third. Fielded cleanly. Throws over to first. And Norrid is retired. 1 pitch and 1 out on the 5-3 putout. Jaden Mark, the catcher, has now moved to first base. And we'll get the other Petal defensive changes here in a moment. The third baseman, number 4, Levi Odom. So here's Levi Odom. And now catching for the Panthers is Will Rayborn. Will Rayborn now catching for Petal. First pitch from McGee is a called strike. So Bobby McGee, me and Bobby McGee. That was a song by Janis Joplin back in the 1800s. No, it seems like the 1800s, doesn't it? Janice Joplin was from Texas, somewhere, McKinney, Texas maybe, or Galveston, somewhere down there. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled right over us here.
I saw you move on that one.
Yeah, still got a few reflexes. Only 2 hits recorded in this entire game. Norred has a hit, and Hayden Barrett has a hit. Those are the only 2. But we're tied at 1. Odom ducks out of the way of that one. A ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2, that's inside. 2-2 now. Bobcat Baseball powered by Dandy Dan's. Don't forget their 2 locations in Sumrall and Bellevue. Boy, that Bellevue location, you can get some great varieties of coffee in the morning. Doesn't that sound good right about now? Man, oh man. Dandy Dan's a big supporter of Sumrall Bobcat Baseball. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled out of play for the right side.
Yeah, I don't normally drink coffee, but this be a time to start.
Well, Levi, you can see him breathing down there. Anita Sumrall has checked in saying, "Go Cats." And that Raymond McRaney, I think, has checked in tonight, saying that he thanks us for all we do. Well, it's a joy for us to do it. Ground ball to second base should be routine, and it is. Levi hustling down the line, but 2 up and 2 down. He's put the bat on the ball twice. And here's Cade Dito now with the bases empty and 2 away in the bottom of the 4th of this tie game. The Bobcat right fielder, number 3, Cade Dito. Here's D-Day Dito. He struck out in the 2nd, looking to get on base here. McGee off-speed pitch is right there on the inside corner. The Panthers in that same district with Oak Grove, Meridian, and Brandon in 6A play. And Brandon and Oak Grove have always been the main competition. Meridian in baseball, not so much. Swing and a miss. Meridian's good in everything else. They're great in basketball. They've been great in football. But when it comes to baseball, they got a long case of the shorts. But I don't think anybody's feeling sorry for Meridian. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. Should Dito reach, then Sibley would come up to bat. And it'll be interesting to see if Sibley comes back out to the mound in the top of the next inning with Andrew Knight loosening and now Levi Odom going to loosen. Swing and a miss. The ball gets away. Rayburn has to throw to first. He does. And he's out by half a step. So Dito is recorded the strikeout. 3 up and 3 down for the Rawl Cats in the 4th. We're tied at 1 after 4 from Larry Knight Field. We'll be back. This is Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's. The Bobcats do go to the bullpen and bring in Andrew Knight. And of course, you know that this is Larry and Pam's youngest. His oldest brother, Austin, coaching in the college ranks. Alex wasn't, his second brother, Alex, was an Oak Grove Mojo. Another one. So we go to the top of the 5th inning. We're tied here at 1. Leading off for the Panthers in the top of the 5th inning, the second baseman, number 17, Colby Carlisle. So here's Carlisle. He flew to left to Barrett, his one and only at bat. Knight quickly going to work and blazes an 85-mile-an-hour fastball on the inside corner for a strike. His dad's busy working today. Jones and Pearl River battling up at Ellisville today. And Jones won the first game of that doubleheader 8-3. We'll have to check and see how they were doing in game 2. And Pearl River, that was their first loss of the year. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. An 83-mile-an-hour fastball. No defensive changes for Sumrall. Where they are now is exactly the way they started, other than civilly, of course. And we'll see if Knight is going to bat in that position. There's a drive. That ball is well hit. That ball is back. That ball is gone. Colby Carlisle with a solo homer over the left field wall here in the top of the 5th inning has given the Panthers a 2-1 lead. And Richard, I hate to say it, but as soon as he hit it, it looked like it was destined to go. The Petal pitcher, number 8, Bobby McGee. First pitch to McGee is another 85-mile-an-hour fastball, and he blew it by him, strike 1. So for the first time today, Petal leads, and that is the first Panther hit of the game. Strike 2, a fastball. So Knight's been sitting 83, topping 85. And he's got tremendous upside. High and inside. Rayburn is on deck. That's the new catcher. The 1-2 pitch. Took something off it, and he struck him out. So McGee down on strikes for 1 away. Now batting, the Panther catcher, number 25, Will Rayburn. So here's Rayburn now, batting in Eli Count's spot in the 8 hole. First pitch is a strike on the corner. We do understand that Pearl River beat Jones in game 2 of that doubleheader today, 6-2. Jones won the first game 8-3. And I think hit 3 homers in that first game. Rayburn kind of a check swing foul.
Yeah, I watched a few minutes of it, and about the 5 minutes I watched, saw 2 home runners back-to-back almost.
For Jones?
1 for each.
Okay. Boy, Rayburn's got the flow here, the red-headed locks. Man, he's got some long red hair here. Kind of like it. Kind of a 70s show kind of deal going on here. Took something off of it. Outside, ball 1. Knight tried to get him to chase an off-speed pitch that was just off the dish. 1-2 the count now to Will Rayburn. And that hit him. Well, that hurts. Well, you got 2 strikes on a guy, and you wind up hitting him. The Panther shortstop, number 3, Colby Pittman. Now running at first base, number 5, Trey Toms. So here's Pittman. He popped to shortstop his first time up. Tom's the courtesy runner. He shows bunt, and that's ball 1. Odom creeping in this from third. Trey Crawford texted us that score from up in Jones today. Of course, Graham Crawford, his son was a Sumrall grad here. Interesting, in the first game, Larry Knight, of course, coaching for Jones. They wound up walking Heath Graham 3 times.
Yeah.
Or Graham Crawford, I mean. Graham Crawford walked him 3 times.
He's batting .571.
I was going to say, I don't think I'd pitch to him either if the objective is to win the game. Of course, Graham going to Alabama. So, you know he can play. 1-0 pitch. Swung on, check swing, a foul ball. So
and he's listed as a redshirt freshman.
Toms will have to go back. Well, because of COVID, everybody gets another year.
Right.
So the real losers, and I'm glad you brought that up, Richard, because the losers in that whole deal are high school seniors.
Right.
Because there's going to be no room for them. There's nowhere to go. Because if this year's freshmen get another year as freshmen, there just aren't going to be any scholarships available. So the high school seniors are the ones that really suffer. A ball, a strike, and an out here for Pittman. Knight comes set, now goes back over to first base. Petal has taken the lead here in the top of the 5th inning on the solo homer by Colby Carlisle. He hit it off of Andrew Knight, so Sibley cannot win this game and he can't lose it. So it's all on Knight as it stands now. Tom's really getting a big lead, much more than the liking of Knight. Levi Odom had been warming for Sumrall, so he might be useful. Sliding in again over there is Tom's. He has really been a nuisance. And I got to thank my boy Houston over here from Petal for letting me borrow his nice camo gloves over here. So you see people from Sumrall and Petal and Oak Grove, we can all get along, right? Runner going, swing and a miss, throw down to second base, and he's out at second. Great throw by Little from a squatting position. Toms is out for out number 2, and the count at the plate is 1-2. So a big throw by Little. And I think it was the proper call. It was bang, bang, but I think he was out. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Pittman is out, and so too are the Panthers in the 5th inning. Sumrall coming to bat in the bottom of the 5th, trailing 2-1. This is Sumrall Bobcat Baseball powered by Dandy Dan's. across Sibley, Andrew Knight and Hayes Rayner. Of course, I was wondering if Knight would bat, but he already was batting as the DH swung on. There's a little looper into left field. That drops for a base hit. Sibley is aboard. He rounds first and looks towards second, but he stays put. And the Bobcats have their leadoff man aboard here in the 5th inning. The Bobcat designated hitter. And now pitcher, number 10, Andrew Knight. So Rayburn for Petal, the catcher with the really sick flow. I got to tell you, I love Rayburn's hair. He's out there to call the signal as to how the Panthers are going to play this. With Sibley aboard at first, and Knight, number 8 in the order, up there to face McGee as the throw goes over to first base and Sibley back in standing up. Andy Davis in his first year as the head coach at Sumrall over at third base. Steve Cooley at first. And they've got about as many layers of clothes as you can have on. I will say this, I'd rather be cold and then hot throw over to first than a close play, but Sibley's back in. How about you, Richard? Would you rather be cold or too cold or too hot?
I don't like being cold, so.
No, I don't like being cold, but I'm saying if I had my druthers.
I guess you can put on more clothes. You can only take off so much.
That's right. And the Mississippi legislature will only let me take off so many clothes. He shows bunt, and it gets away from Rayburn. So Sibley goes down to second base, and he's in scoring position. So they didn't even have to execute the bunt, and Sibley gets to second. And a ball 1 count to Sibley. So 1-0. The count tonight. Bobby McGee. Wasn't there a petroleum or gas back in the 70s and 80s named Kerr McGee?
Don't know about that.
Don't know. Maybe that was. And time is called. I want to go out and talk this over as it's 2-0 tonight. Again with Hayes Rayner in the on-deck circle. Look at our boy Hunter getting creative with the music here, playing the Jeopardy theme with the Panthers out there. That call to the bullpen, or to the mound rather, brought to you by State Farm Insurance agent Stacy Clark out of Prentice. Let her show you how you can save money by bundling your auto, home, and life insurance. Stacy Clark, State Farm Insurance agent in Prentice. Of course, the mother of Sam and Sully, who are Sumrall legacies. 2-0 the count to Andrew Knight. Sumrall trailing 2-1 as they bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The tying run is at second base with nobody out. Sibley with a leadoff single to left. Would they implement a bunt here? This would be the time to do it if you're going to bunt because there's nobody out. And now Rayburn wants to go out. Make sure that he's giving the right signals.
Yeah, since Cross wasn't playing in defense in the field last inning, I assume Altman came in to catch for him, his position, and then he returned.
And I gave little credit for that throw, but it was indeed Altman. So, we want to give Altman credit for that great throw down to second base. That's Ethan Altman. 3-0 now tonight. So to the Altmans that might be listening or watching, we see you, Ethan, and we want to make sure that you get that credit you deserve. Here's the 3-0 count tonight. That one's there, 3-1. Not to put the cart ahead of the horse, but should Knight walk, that would then at least set up the double play if Sumrall chooses not to bunt. But I would think with Rayner being the number 9 man in the order, that's almost certain bunt, at least Baseball Strategy 101, Chapter 1, Page 1, a bunt would be the call. Swing and a miss, though. Knight was trying to air condition this place as if we needed it to be any colder. Count goes full at 3-2. Don't forget our text number, 601-310-7077. 601-310-7077. If you're coming to the ballpark, bring us some hot chocolate. Or coffee would be good. 3-2 pitch. Swung on. Here's a shot to center field. Right at the center fielder, and he can't get it. It drops in front of him. Here comes Sibley. It'll be cut off. The tying run scores. And Knight delivers. But, you know, that was a gamble for Sumrall.
He left like he knew he wasn't going to catch it.
Because had he caught it, he was a dead duck at second base. And a courtesy runner now for Knight.
Number 6.
Liam
Munn,
who's made a living at running over there. So it's an RBI for Knight. But again, a gutsy call on the running by Sibley, because had he caught that ball in center, he'd have been nailed most certainly. And that's Henserling in center field. Sibley would have been dead meat at second base. So here's Rayner. He shows bunt. He puts down a beautiful bunt. Rayburn says he'll take it. He throws to first, and he beat it out. Rayner beats out a bunt.
Yeah, you're about a perfect bunt there.
It was, and because he bats from the left side, he's already got that two-step jump. An infield single for Rayner. Runners at first and second. Still nobody out. And here's Barrett. Could he put a bunt down? The Bobcat left fielder, number 9, Hayden Barrett. Did I even introduce Hayes Rayner? I don't think I did I?
I'm not sure.
Hooks is in center now. The starting pitcher was in center. Like I said, Henserling, we were getting these positions moved around. Thank you for that, though, Houston. We know that Barrett's at the plate. And again, he could just as easily put one down. And the idea here would be to push one to third and make them decide whether they're going to cover third or cover short. But he tried to push it to first. And the idea there is to make sure you're pushing the runners to second and third then.
Yeah. You got to get it on the ground.
2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Sumrall. 2 runs, 1 hit, 1 error for Petal. Tied here in the bottom of the 5th. The Panthers took the lead in the top of the 5th on the solo homer, and then have come back here in the bottom of the 5th with a run and making more noise with runners on first and second and nobody out. Barrett goes to throw to first base, or they go to throw to first base, and they weren't paying any attention. Mark, the throw to the plate, is off the mark. The run scores. The throw to third is off the mark. He's safe at third. So Munn scores
on a 2-base error.
On another error for the Panthers. Rayner gets all the way to third. So it's 3-2 Sumrall. 2 unearned runs for Sumrall today. Now
you still have a safety squeeze.
You could, but they're going to pull the infield in. The Panthers pull the infield in. Now you let Barrett swing away. The Panthers are daring Barrett to bunt. That pitch is inside. 1-1. Big time Billy Garrity has checked in on our text line. He's watching from his apartment, saying, "Let's go Bobcats." Billy Garrity and the Golden Eagles now will open on Sunday, I believe, with a doubleheader on Sunday and a single game on Monday against the Northwestern State Demons.
They moved to Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah.
No, they moved it.
Well,
the Saturday game is off now.
Oh, is it off
Everything
now? Okay.
Saturday is off.
Okay.
So
they're having trouble getting out.
Right. A doubleheader Sunday and a single game Monday. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, a little chopper foul wide of third, and that might have gotten Hayden's ankle. on the way down. He is hurting for certain.
And it's cold weather, don't help.
I was right, Richard, because Big Time Billy just texted and said doubleheader Sunday, single game on Monday. Were you doubting me? Richard Thompson. I make my living being right. Although when it comes to my choice in women,
have you ever been wrong?
I couldn't. Oh, I've always been wrong. Trust me. And it was off of his ankle. So, but again, there's nobody tougher than Hayden Barrett. And he'll walk this one off. Boy, I had a chance before the game today to talk to Ty a little bit. You talk about a guy with a warped sense of humor. Ty Little is about as out there as they come. And what does that mean? I like him a lot. I like Ty. So they're going to make sure. You know, you certainly, as cold as it is, you want to err on the side of caution here and make sure that that Hayden is okay. Our next webcast will be tomorrow at 12 noon. Again, that's a change in the schedule. The Rawl Cats were supposed to play tomorrow at 2:30 against Taylorsville at Oak Grove. The game will still be at Oak Grove, but instead of 2:30, that is a 12 noon start. 12 noon start against the perennial power Taylorsville Tartars. Sumrall against Taylorsville tomorrow at 12. Sumrall Bobcat Baseball powered by Dandy Dan's. We hope you'll join us. Tomorrow, Caleb Hamill will have the call for you tomorrow, as I will be at Pearl River. Always good to have Big Time Billy Garrity checking in. His dad, Billy Garrity, is, of course, in the Sumrall dugout, and it was throwing batting practice earlier today. It's good to see his dad back clicking on all cylinders, doing pretty good.
Got a good crowd here tonight, only being able to have 50% capacity.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
They have brought in some extra stands to help with the capacity.
Sumrall leads at 3-2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's amazing. This Sumrall team has always been historically a team that just kind of plays as good as it has to, right? Don't get any more runs than they need to, and
you don't want to waste them.
And gets them when they need them and only when they need them. But there's still no outs here in the 5th, and they lead at 3-2, and they've got Rayner down there at 3rd with nobody out.
He's got good speed, too.
2 runs in the inning, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hayden Barrett, the leadoff hitter. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, fouled out of play, straight over our heads. Ty Little on deck. When Ty Little was on COVID quarantine, he's one of the few people that actually put on weight. Because here's the 2-2, took something off, that's high, 3-2. Because all he did when he was on quarantine was he made a makeshift gym at the house, and he worked out. So he put on 7 pounds of muscle during his quarantine. I was I lost weight because of spent a lot of time in the restroom. Here's a fly ball to shallow left field. This could be trouble. It drops. Here comes Rayner. He will score easily, and Sumrall extends the lead to 4-2. That goes as a single and an RBI for Barrett. How about that? The Bobcat second baseman, number 28, Ty Little. Little has popped out and struck out. He's 0 for 2. And now the 3rd Petal catcher in the game. And you know Barrett obviously running for himself. Knight is loosening up as if he'll come out and pitch another inning. First pitch is high, ball 1. Marshall Phillips is on deck, and Marshall Phillips is trying to put the ball in play. He has struck out twice tonight, and you certainly don't want the golden sombrero which is 3 strikeouts. That pitch is off the plate, 2-0. Ty Little playing some second base last year. And again, the Cats only got to play 12 games before COVID called off the rest of the season. If memory serves, they were in Stringer last year. Wasn't it the last game of the year at Stringer?
I believe so, yes. Up on.
Excuse me.
There was a tournament up there.
Excuse me, y'all. And it was a beautiful night, but we all kind of knew, the word had kind of been passing around that that was probably going to be it. Throw to first. It's got to be less than 46 now, Richard. 37 degrees now. I'll bet it's not 37 degrees in big-time Billy Garrity's apartment right now. 2-0 the count. That's off the plate, 3-0 now. I'm like an idiot. I'm sitting here sipping on some Diet Coke with ice in it.
I don't think you need any ice.
I didn't put any cubes in it, but there's ice in it anyway. Amazing how that works. 3-0 to Ty Little. Remember, Sumrall has no outs here in the inning. There's a strike. They let it off with a single by Sibley, a little looper to left. He got over to second. Then Andrew Knight singled him home on a liner to center. Then Hayes Rayner came up and put down the bunt. He beat it out. Then a throwing error on a pickoff attempt over to first brought Liam Munn home. There's a strike, who was running for Knight. Rayner advanced all the way to third, and then Hayden Barrett's single scored Rayner. So that's where we are. 3 runs across in the inning. Barrett at first with nobody out and a full count to Ty Little. Here it comes. Swung on, shot to first base, should be handled. They'll take the out at first base for 1 away. Eli Counts making that unassisted putout. The Bobcat shortstop, number 16, Marshall Phillips. So the silver lining in that play is that Barrett advances to second. He's in scoring position. And if Marsh can just find a single somewhere, Marshall Phillips, just an amazingly gifted athlete. He just sometimes is a little bit marionette-like. Do you understand what I mean by that, Richard? The body parts just sometimes. Yeah. He's so quick, he's so fast, he's so smart, but just sometimes the body parts are a little bit too loose. And the book on Marshall Phillips defensively, unbelievably cannon-like arm, but sometimes you're just not sure where it's going to go. Here's the 0-1. Almost hit him, and he tried to even lean into that just a hair, but it's inside 1-1. But all that being said, I will take him any day of the week and twice on Sunday. He is a gamer and hates to lose. Here's a chopper foul. And if there's a criticism of young athletes these days, you know, younger kids these age, is that some kids just, they don't mind if they lose.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's
well, you get a trophy nowadays.
Yeah, this new softer athlete that's being raised. Yeah, like you say, when you get a trophy for finishing 6th, you know, or in your pod, you win your pod, but nobody in your pod won a game, right? Here's the pitch. Outside 2-2. They don't mind losing. but Marshall Phillips hates losing. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Barrett at second. With 3 runs across in the inning, Sumrall leads 4-2. Pickoff play at second, and Barrett back in time. Again, at last report, 37 degrees and plummeting with the sun now gone. And that wind has been pretty consistent out toward right field. Glad to get the game in, but holy smokes, is it cold. And I can't imagine one of those bats, how it feels. 2-2 pitch, high fly ball to right field, being tracked out there. Catch is made, and Barrett will stay put at second wisely because he's already in scoring position. So Phillips is out. That's 2 away, and here comes Hayden Norred. The Bobcat first baseman, number 12, Hayden Norred. And really, Richard, Sumrall's winning this game. And if they hang on to win, certainly great. But the middle part of this order, 3, 4, and 5, has done nothing tonight. It's just game 1. But Little, Phillips, Norred has a single, but Little, Phillips, and Odom don't.
It's my understanding that the girls' basketball team had to forfeit in the first round of playoffs due to COVID, so they will not be playing.
So the
Sumrall girls,
they won.
They made the playoffs, but had to forfeit the first round, similar to the way the girls volleyball.
So a COVID outbreak for Sumrall, huh?
On the girls' team, yeah.
So here's Norred. He singled in the first with an RBI, and he grounded to third in the fourth. So he's put the bat on the ball twice. This is his time against McGee, and there's a shot foul. Hayden Norred headed to the river next year to play for Coach Michael Avalon. Four runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Raw Cats. 2, 1, and 2 for the Panthers. Pickoff play at second base, and that hit Barrett. He's already been hit 2 or 3 times tonight, hadn't he? Man, he seems to be a magnet over the years. He gets pegged, hit by pitches, all kinds of different things. Of course, this Petal Panther program for so many years was led by the immortal Larry Watkins. And he no more retires 1 or 2 years and then gets back in the business and is the head baseball coach at Sacred Heart High School now. That's a strike, 1-1 to Norred. And we were talking about the Odoms having nothing but boys. The Norreds have nothing but boys. Holden, Hayden, Hayes, they're all H's where the Odoms are all L's.
There's another one too.
Right. Here's the 1-1. That ball gets away. Barrett streaks down to third base, and he is there easily. Man, if you just hiccup, Hayden Barrett's going to take off. But the only advantage these families with all the boys have is they don't have as many weddings to pay for, right?
That's right.
The poor guys that have all girls, girls are awesome. I've got 2 of them, but I'm just saying their wedding tab is going to be a lot less when you got guys.
And it seems like a lot more drama.
The 2-1 pitch. That's inside. 3-1 now to Norred with Odom on deck. 4-2 Sumrall. Bobcats batting in the bottom of the 5th. Norred's back foot is right on that back line. Boy, he is a big old youngin', isn't he? Wearing that iconic number 12 that he was wearing since he came up in the, that program that we've talked about. The 3-1 pitch. Low ball 4. So Norred is on as our breath gets even thicker in
We'll
this
have a pitch runner.
temperature. And we'll take a look at that for you. It'll still be Levi Odom at the plate. Your attention, please. The runner at first base, Cruz Freeman. And at the plate, the third baseman, number 4, Levi Odom. So Cruz Digger Freeman is at first base to run for Norred. And here's Odom now, who is the 8th batter of the inning for the Raw Cats. And I think last year somebody, Richard, asked me, why do you call them Raw Cats? Like R-A-W. I said, no, it's raw, like Sumrall. I said, I'm just too lazy to say Sumrall Bobcats. So I just shorten it to Raw. Here's a strike to Levi. Because people will say, where are you going? I'm going to the Raw, The Raw Cats are leading in this one 4-2. Runners at the corners with 2 away. There's a pitch that's high and inside. 1-1 now. We expect that Andrew Knight would go back to the hill. Ethan Altman is on deck. He's got his catching shin guards on. So he would bat in K. Dito's spot, should he be needed. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Pulled the string on that one, and Odom was way ahead of it. Panther outfield is playing Odom straight away. That wind has been going since the very first pitch, and it has not let up. Still 37? You and your smartwatch? Yeah. It is still 37. It's only going to go so low, I guess. A ball and 2 strikes to Levi Odom, hitting 5th in the order for Andy Davis. Andy Davis has been waiting this day for a long time. Bobby McGee, the second pitcher for Petal today. Hooks got the start, and then Hooks got the hook after 3 innings. But you would suspect that Shane Kelly would want to use several of his arms. That ball got over to Freeman. Freeman almost got picked off over there. And I don't even think I need to say, Richard, that Cruz Freeman was also an Oak Grove Mojo. But he was indeed. So another insurance run would certainly be good here, but it'll be up to Levi Odom to plate it. Throw again over to first. Freeman back in time. Cruz Freeman, a 2-sport athlete, another gifted football player, and another one that's really tough, and he's a Sumrall legacy. Older brother played here. Barrett at third. Freeman at first. The 1-2 pitch. And did he?
He hollered, I don't know.
He did. He struck him out, and that's the inning. And Andy Davis is going, wait a minute. Did you call a strike or not? He yelled strike 3, but he didn't go up with the right hand. But it'll go in the books as a strikeout. Odom is down, and so too are the Bobcats. But they come up with 3 runs on 4 hits. There were 2 men left on base. We've completed 5 at Sumrall 4, Petal 2. This is Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's. Back at Larry Knight Field, Kelly Sander along with producer Richard Thompson. Bobcats now protecting a 4-2 lead as we go to the top of the fifth inning. Top of the sixth, rather. Leading off for the Panthers in the top of the sixth inning, the third baseman, number 2, Blake Roberts. Top of the order for the Panthers, Roberts, Henserling, and Hooks. The scheduled hitters to face Andrew Knight here. So Andrew Knight can now win this game after he was on the hook to lose it after giving up that home run. First pitch here is a shot to shortstop. Phillips gobbles it up and throws to first base. Nice stretch there by Norrid for the 6-3 putout. One away. Now batting, number 11, Kane Henserling. Kane Henserling now up. Try not to get real picky on positions because everybody moving around, you know. But one pitch, one out. Pretty efficient there for Andrew Knight. There's a breaking ball in there for a strike. Want to thank our webcast sponsors, ComSouth, for all your communication needs since 1992. Been sponsors of Sumrall Athletics. Swung on, there's a shot down the right field line, but twisting foul and out of play. Pine Belt Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Wreck amended. That's like if you get into a car wreck, Lincoln Gatwood, and all the guys can put your car back together. We welcome Wreck Amended Collision. Thank them for their support. Called strike 3. Knight strikes out Henserling, 2 up and 2 down here in the 6th. And here's the center fielder Hooks now. The center fielder, number 10, Blake Hooks. Rainforest Car Wash is on board this year for Sumrall webcasts. We thank them. Alpha Insurance, the Casey Long Agency. That's blazing 88-mile-an-hour fastball is too high. Real South Hunting. Is that like Goodwill Hunting? I don't know. Real South Hunting. We thank you all for not only your kind words, but for your support. There's a strike, 1-1. And again, my colleague Caleb Hamill will join you tomorrow from Oak Grove. I wish I could be there, but I'll be there, Lord willing, for most all the games this year. It's a joy and an honor and a pleasure for me to be your eyes and ears for Sumrall Sports, football and baseball. 2 up and 2 down. Hooks hitting third in the order. Breaking ball, that one got away from Andrew. 2-1 the count now. Should he reach, then Jaden Mark would come up. Knight going from the stretch. That's too high. 3-1 now. 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Sumrall. 2, 1, and 2 for Petal. Swing and a miss. Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss. Andrew Knight with a fist pump strikes out 2 out of the 3 that he faced. Petal up and down, 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. The Bobcats lead at 4-2. Back in a moment. This is Sumrall Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Garrett Barger, the left-hander for Petal, has come on to pitch. So McGee is done. Ethan Altman will lead it off for Sumrall. And then Sibley and Knight here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Leading off for the Bobcats in the bottom of the 6th inning, the catcher, number 14, Ethan Altman. So here's Ethan Altman, his first at bat of the 2021 campaign. We certainly hope we're going to get in more than 12 games this year, which is all we got in last year. First pitch to him from the lefty Barger is outside. Barger doesn't throw as hard as Hooks or McGee, but lefties traditionally don't throw as hard as righties. They tend to be those, the crafty guys. But Barger's a good-looking athlete. Big dude. Southern Miss was supposed to open tonight against Northwestern State, and then they moved it to tomorrow. Now they've moved it to Sunday, a doubleheader Sunday. And there's a strike two, a fastball on the inner part of the plate. Bobby Barbier and his Demons of Northwestern State having trouble getting out of Natchitoches with the snow they've had there, and they haven't even been able to practice really. But he said it's just time to play. Let's just get going. We might get our brains beat in, but at least we're going to get to play.
Yeah, everybody wants to play somebody different than your own team, though.
Yeah, you get tired of scrimmaging the same guys. Sad thing is all the teams I cheer for do practice and still get their brains beat in, you know? Here's the 1-2 from Barger to Altman. That's inside. Sumrall leads at 4-2. Panthers will just have one more shot. And we kind of said, as an outsider looking in, that Sumrall will be able to pitch, but will they be able to score runs? But we thought a lot of the games will be 4-2, 3-1, 2-1, that kind of deal. Well, I say one more. They played 7 or 9 innings.
7.
I thought you played 7, yeah.
It ain't been that long now, has it?
No, that pitch is high, ball 4. So Altman is aboard. How about that? His first at bat.
Have a courtesy runner.
And that is Brandon Harrison. The courtesy runner, number 22, Brandon Harrison. Now batting, number 25, Cross Sibley. Boy, the Darth Vader march for your walkout music? Wow.
Well, they asked him to use the force. Huh?
Yeah, that's the Sumrall fans are telling Cross to use the force. That pitch is high and away. So you got one lefty throwing against another lefty here.
But batting right.
Garrett Barger swung on, fouled into the screen. So Barger will probably try some Jedi mind tricks here against Cross Sibley. Don't know that they'll work. As Barger looks in to get the sign. Goes over to first base on the pickoff attempt. A cold, cold night here in the Raw. Coffee will be in high demand. Bags of ice will not. The 1-1 pitch to Sibley, swing and a miss. And I mean, Harrison got way off first base. He might have been a dead duck there if they'd have thrown down to first. But let's face it, the Panthers have not been very successful throwing to first base tonight on pickoff attempts. 2 errant throws have cost them 2 runs, and right now that's the difference in this game. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Civilly out on strikes. He'd like to have that at bat back again, I'm sure. The pitcher, number 10, Andrew Knight. Andrew Knight coming out to the music of Justin Timberlake. You know, Richard Thompson, several people who have seen me dance think that when I dance, I resemble Justin Timberlake. You're not buying that for a minute, are you? No. That's a good thing, because it's not true. Although I wish I could move like old JT. He's a talented kid. 1-0 the count. Tonight, batting 8th in the order. Swing and a miss. 1 out, 1 on for Sumrall here in the bottom of the 6th inning, protecting a 4-2 lead and trying to extend it against the always tough Petal Panthers. Forest County versus Lamar County here. And it'll be Lamar County and Smith County tomorrow. As Harrison on the move, throw to second base, and it's a bad throw that gets away, and Harrison gets away with a play where honestly he should have been rung up. But here's where you credit Brandon Harrison. Once he made the decision to go,
went hard.
He did. He went as fast as he could go, and he did not hesitate. The old adage that he who hesitates is lost is really true in baseball. Whether you made the right decision or the wrong decision, once you make it, go for it and go all in. And that's what helped him secure second base. So Knight now has him in scoring position. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1 to Knight. And Pittman will come in and talk to Gartman. Hayes Rayner on deck. Will have been impressed with his first game. Hasn't had a chance to really flash the leather in center field, but has done a really good job at the plate. Some really good wheels. This is not a Sumrall team that's going to win any powerlifting championships, but they're going to be able to base hit you to death and run the bases exceptionally well.
Yeah, they got good speed.
Yeah. And speed is not anything you can coach. Either you have it or you don't. Here's the 2-1. That's low. 3-1 to Andrew Knight.
Then got to pitching if you can just score a few runs.
If you look at this Sumrall team, the guy at the plate right now, he and Norrid are probably the 2 biggest guys, and they're big. Andrew Knight and Hayden Norrid are pretty big dudes. But other than that, you got some guys who are vertically challenged. That doesn't mean they're not tough. They're just not very big. Here's the 3-1. There's a strike, and Knight knew it. So again, checking the baseball scoreboard, Pearl River and Jones split today. Jones won the first game 8-3. Pearl River came back and won the second game. But Pearl River, they have just been launching baseballs this year. So good for Jones that they were even able to split with Pearl River. Swing and a foul tip. And Harrison will have to go back. And you'd have to think that Pearl River is the favorite in that South Division for sure. In that new Dub Herring Park down there, they've got the infield turfed and new media press box and covered bleachers. It's a nice facility. 3-2 pitch tonight, swing and a miss. Down he goes on strikes. 2 away in the 6th. And it'll be up to Hayes Rayner. The Bobcat center fielder, number 1, Hayes Rayner. Rayner popped out in the second. He singled and scored in the fifth. So Altman, check that, Harrison running for Altman will go on contact with 2 away. First pitch is high, ball 1. The one advantage of Sumrall being vertically challenged is the strike zones are going to be pretty tight. Pitchers are going to have to put it in there. And if you don't have a powerful team, that's good, because you know that for them to put it in there, you're going to have to see some strikes. And there's one there. Karen Thompson is watching. I think you kind of like her, don't you?
Yeah, I think I know her.
Yeah, and we always know it's Karen Thompson when she checks in on our text line, because she always puts those blue and yellow hearts.
Otherwise known as Jeremy's mom.
Yes, Jeremy Thompson, who's normally our producer, but the old germ has got stuff going today, huh? So Daddy Richard in here today. The 1-1 pitch to Rayner. Outside, 2-1. Petal has used 3 different catchers today. Pittman is kind of the guy that anchors this infield over there at shortstop. Again, Petal in that 6A district with Oak Grove, Meridian, and Brandon. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, shot foul.
I got hit.
Into the dugout, and I think Levi Odom got hit on the left hand. He's kind of wringing that hand. Boy, on a cold night like tonight, to take one on the wrist like that, or the... Ouch, that can give you a boxer's fracture on that pinky. Again, Rayner 1 for 2 on the night with a run scored. The Rawcats did most of their damage in the 5th, scoring 3 out of their 4 runs. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Outside. Count goes full. Should he reach, then Sumrall goes back to the top of the order and Hayden Barrett. Hayden Barrett, a 3-year starter. He's another one I'll take any day of the week. The payoff pitch is low, ball 4.
That's still third.
And Harrison takes third unabated. Didn't even attempt to get him at third.
That timeout.
There's a timeout, and the Panthers will want to talk this over. Our text number is 601-310-7077. Make sure you keep that number on file. We'll have access, you'll have access to us all season long. If you want to let us know where you're watching the game from, or if you have a favorite Sumrall player, or if you might be watching from the other team, we'll be love to hear from you as well. 601-310-7077. We'll be back in just a moment. This is Sumrall Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan. So Seth Bailey, the right-handed reliever, comes in now for the Panthers. The 4th pitcher of the night for the Big Red Machine. And he's finishing up his warm-up pitches. And we use the term warm-up pitches loosely because is it still 37 or are we still going down, Richard?
We got 36.
36. We're down another degree. And on our text line, we got a shout out from the Big Pug, or to the Big Pug. Hayden Barrett. Jeremy's sister Emily is also watching the webcast tonight. We think that shout out to the Big Pug Hayden Barrett might be from Uncle Ernie. So here's Hayden Barrett now. Did we even announce him?
Yeah.
I don't know if
I don't think you did.
I don't know if we did or not.
I don't think you did.
Well, we got to do that. And we'll get to that. Judy and Huey are watching tonight. Runner going, and that ball is chopped foul. Now batting the Bobcat left fielder, number 9, Hayden Barrett. So runners at the corners now, 2 away, but a 0-2 count to Barrett. I don't know if that is Uncle Ernie or not. He says it's going to be a dinger. We'll see here. There's a shot into left field. It's good enough. That's a base hit. That scores Harrison. That makes it a 5-2 ball game. And Barrett with another hit and another RBI. He's got 2 hits on the night and 2 RBIs. The Bobcats second baseman, number 28, Ty Little. So the Bobcats will take that. Nothing wrong with a little insurance. Swung on, shot towards short. Colby Pittman's got it, flips to second for the force out. And that retires the side on the fielder's choice. So Little put the bat on it, but Barrett is retired on the force out. So the Bobcats come up with 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and 1 man left on base. Sumrall leads it 5-2. Petal in the last chance 7th when we return in a moment. Last chance 7th for the Panthers. They've got the scheduled hitters are Jaden Mark, Eli Britt, and Colby Carlisle to face Andrew Knight, who would be the winner of this ball game if the Bobcats can hang on to this 5-2 lead. Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's. Leading off for the Panthers in the top of the 7th inning, number 9, Jaden Mark. So here's Jaden Mark, who started out the game behind the plate as the catcher and then moved to first base. First pitch from Knight is a high fly ball, but foul. It'll get out of play over toward
Wynn may push it back.
And it did, but foul. Boy, that was interesting. It looked like it was easily going to get out of the ballpark. And then Barrett kept coming over toward the line, and it almost got fair, but it was foul. So just a long, loud strike.
That north wind pushing it.
Boy, oh boy. The Davis family is watching. Bobby, Rose, Cody, and Eli Shout out to the Sumrall Bobcats. Thanks for checking in, Davis family.
Cody's a former pitcher.
That's right. Off-speed pitch and a beauty in there for strike 2. A beautiful changeup there. Cody, the old sidewinder, wasn't he? Kind of dropped down from the side. Text me, Cody. I know I'm right, Richard. I know I'm right. Here's the 0-2. There's a shot down the third base line, but foul. You questioned me before, Richard, and I was right.
You're probably right this time.
Jaden Mark trying to get on base here. The Panthers have got to get 3 to extend this game. Been a pretty good outing for the Bobcats, and I think this is going to be, yes, that is right. This is the text message. And he got him on strikes. Andrew Knight with his 5th strikeout and 3 in a row.
There's been a lot of strikeouts tonight.
Indeed. Number 27, Eli Britt. So here's Eli Britt, who has played in the outfield tonight for the Panthers. Swing and a miss. Britt struck out in the second struck out looking in the 4th. Cody was a submariner. Here's a high fly ball toward left field. Barrett going back toward the fence. He's at the fence and makes the catch on the warning track. That's got to make old Uncle Ernie happy. Old Pug made a catch on the warning track. How about that? 2 up and 2 down. And it'll be up to Colby Carlisle. Now batting number 17, Colby Carlisle. You almost called that one ahead of me. You thought it was going to go out, didn't you?
I thought it was.
First pitch from Knight, swung on and missed. Knight, knowing that he was anticipating the fastball, came in with the change at 71 miles an hour, pulled the string on that one and gets ahead in the count. Boy, Andrew Knight focused here, and he would again get this win. 0-1 pitch, swing and a foul tip. 0-2. Knight has 5 strikeouts. Coach Larry Knight just texted and said, get him through it, Kelly. Coach, he's good on his own. He is focused and stealth-like. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. 2 strikeouts in the 6th, 2 strikeouts in the 5th, and now 2 in the 7th. 6 strikeouts for Andrew Knight in a relief effort. He gets the win, and so too the Bobcats win it. 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for Sumrall, 2 runs, 1 hit, 2 errors for Petal. Andrew Knight is the winner. He goes 1-0 on the year. Our next webcast tomorrow at 12 noon. Sumrall against Taylorsville. That game will take place from Oak Grove. For Richard Thompson, I'm Kelly Sanner. Thanks for joining us. You've been watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's.